Another day, another box score watching episode. We have 9 games behind us. We have 9 games to recap, as you can see here. And we are going to get through all of them, talk about everything. And before we get into it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy recaps, basketball videos, you got everything on this channel. Shit post, news, anything you want about basketball will probably be here eventually. And let's jump in with the Lakers getting a win in Atlanta as LeBron dominates on his birthday. And even though they started off rocky as the Hawks were up 10, in that first quarter they kept at it and just chimed into the lead every time, and LeBron dominated in the end. The Lakers as a whole took advantage of there being no Capella, as in no Clint Capella, as they scored 74 points in the paint. They shot 54% from the field. They also out-rebounded the Hawks by 14, 55 to 41, and had 34 assists to the Hawks 22, which says a lot about the Hawks offense at the same time. And the Lakers just played a really solid basketball, played some really solid ball overall. Everyone showed up pretty much. The bench was really solid. LeBron, as I said, 47, 10 and 9, 18 of 27 from the field, 4 of 6 from the 3-point line. He was sensational. And you just knew he was gonna turn up on his birthday, right? It was so obvious. I'm so mad at myself that I did not bet the over on his points tonight as he had his birthday. But hey, what can you do? Life goes on. And Thomas Bryant at 19 and 17. You got Dennis Schroeder with 12 and 9. Russ off the bench with 14, 8 and 11. Troy Brown off the bench with 5 and 5. Benyon Gabriel had 11 and 5. Just a lot of positive signs for the Lakers offensively tonight, but we all know it's not gonna last because these players are just not gonna consistently play like this offensively. And well, the Hawks helped them a lot with their defense, and of course the Hawks are missing, as I said, their defensive anchor in Clint Capella. They are also missing DeAndre Hunter, which does not help either. And well, they have a bad coach who we had a story yesterday. I also made a video about it. It's just a lot of weird stuff going on in Atlanta, and it's not pretty. It's not looking pretty, and I did not enjoy, watching anyone from Atlanta today pretty much, I suppose. I liked Onyeka Okongwu overall, 17, 8, 2 and 3, but it was a weird matchup, and they just got outpaced a lot by the Lakers, and they are now 2 games under 500 when, well, their preseason ambitions were much higher. Injuries played a lot of part in this, of course, as they had been dealing with a lot of injuries this year so far. But it's rough. It's really rough here in Atlanta. Next, we head to New Orleans as the Pelicans win at home again, this time against the Sixers. And the Pelicans keep it going at home. A really solid game from them. CJ McCollum breaks the Pelicans record for most 3-pointers made. He had 11 threes tonight. He was sensational with 42 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and Zion was really solid himself with 36, 5 and 2 on 13 of 19 shooting. 10 of 16 from the free throw line. The bench was the biggest story though, because the bench of the Pelicans outplayed the bench of the the Pelicans bench outplayed the Sixers bench a lot. Willy Hernan Gomez had 13 and 4. You got Jose Alvarado being a menace as always, and everyone chimed in from the bench. It was great to see. They played a lot of good team ball overall, and they get a huge win against the Sixers that have been on a hot streak overall. Even though when you look at the Sixers record, they have been just 6 and 9 on the road, and they have not been as great on the road, especially defensively. Joel Embiid had 37, 8 and 5 tonight. James Harden with 20 and 10. But as I said, the bench just didn't show up at all, especially defensively. Tyrese Maxey was back, which is good for the Sixers. He has to get back into playing shape and just, minute restrictions and that, but it's great to see him back. And for me, the most intriguing stat that we had for tonight, that the Sixers got out free throwed by the Pelicans. They shot just 22 free throws to the Pelicans, 36. The Pelicans made 26 to the Sixers 18. That was interesting for me because, the Sixers got Harden and Embiid, but I mean, Zion is a menace, and they got to the line a lot. They attacked a lot, and it was great to see from the Pels, and a tough loss for the Sixers. Next, we head to Milwaukee as the Bucks stopped their losing streak and win at home against the T-Wolves. And Rudy Gobert was out tonight again for the T-Wolves after, playing just one game and getting pretty much embarrassed. He did not play tonight. Naz Reid was in his place again. He was pretty solid, just a rough time dealing with Giannis, but who does not have a rough time? And yeah, the bench and yeah, the starters didn't show up otherwise. You got Anthony Edwards at 30, and then he was good, but Kyle Anderson has not been great, and he has been in and out the lineup also D'Angelo Russell wasn't great tonight, and Jaden McDaniels also didn't do much tonight. Then you have Austin Rivers with just 2 attempts, 0 points in 19 minutes, which is not great. But Jalen Noel, Luka Garza, and Matt Ryan all played pretty good. But yeah, but at the same time, the T-Wolves have been a wreck, man. They have been really bad, and they are now, I think, on a 4 or 5 game losing streak. Rudy Gobert has been in and out the lineup, and he's been bad. And you got nothing to be really happy about in Minnesota, I suppose. Shout out Naz Reid, but otherwise it's really, really rough. Maybe trade everyone and build around Jalen Noel and Naz Reid, fuck it. And it was a tale of the 2 quarters. The second quarter, the Timberwolves won 27-17, and in the third quarter, the Bucks made their run 39-22, and that was just incredible for the Bucks, right? That was what they needed. They kind of won the game there, and at the beginning of that fourth quarter, Giannis 43, 20, and 5. He was sensational. They out-rebounded the T-Wolves 68-36, man. That's insanity. And the T-Wolves had just 18 assists on their points, so yeah, not that much T-ball. Not that much of a team ball there. But shout out to Giannis, he was sensational without Giroux, without Chris Middleton. He played great. You have Brook Lopez being a menace defensively with 4 blocks again. Then you have Joe Ingles finding himself more and more every game. He played really great tonight, 14, 5, and 10 off the bench. Bobby Portis at 22 and 14 off the bench. So a lot of great play for the Bucks tonight. They needed it after, a couple of rough losses. And they get back on track in December as they end the December 8 and 7, which is intriguing. Then we head to the Bay as my Warriors continue their home winning streak, winning their 4th straight game and beating the Blazers. And what a game for my Warriors. It was a tale of 2 halves once again, right? The Warriors started great and did great, and the Blazers played great in that second and third quarter, but my Warriors jumped out to a big lead. They scored 41 on the Blazers in that first quarter. Then the Blazers were in control for the most of the part, even in that fourth quarter, but the Warriors ended on like a 16-2 run or whatever it was at the end with the 3 minutes 44 remaining or so, and it was great. It was sensational defense they played with Dante DiVincenzo, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond, Jordan Poole, and Clay there, all playing really great defense. It was so great to see Clay hitting that 3-pointer to put them up 4. You got Dante hitting the dagger after stealing the ball from Dame. Sensational stuff from him. He had 9, 4, and 4, and he's been so good overall. You got Clay with one of his better games, 31, 4, and 2. He was locked in defensively, made 7 threes. He was great. Jordan Poole was sensational, 41, 5, and 6. Still way too many turnovers, and still you don't trust him as much with the ball late in games because he's prone to just do some dumb shit, but at the same time he was sensational tonight, and much shout out to him. Joku, once again, positive impact defensively, even though he fouled too much tonight. I love his creation, 6 assists tonight. He's played some incredible he's been playmaking really well lately, and he's been defending his ass off, as we all know, because that's what got him into the rotation in the first place. And it's great to see the Warriors going back to playing great defense and even being solid without Steph. 4th win in a row with some very winnable games left. Andrew Wiggins should be back Monday. Steph should be back by the end of this homestand. A lot of things to be happy about as a Warriors fan right now to end the year. And the last point, which was the key to the game otherwise, was that Clay and Poole outplayed Dame and Anthony Simons, which Anthony and Dame had 22 and 34 respectively, which you can see it was not very efficient, while Clay and Jordan were while Clay and Jordan were both very efficient, and it was great to see them outduel these 2 guys. Dame still can't cook against the Warriors even when Steph is not there, so that's fun to me. Now, I love Dame, but it's fun to make sometimes fun of these. But we've just had a great time against the Blazers most of the time, right? Next, we head to Sacramento as the Kings hold on at home, win due to Kevin Huerter 3-pointer against the Jazz. And this was a huge shootout, not from the 3-point line, no, but offensively it was falling a lot. They both shot over 55%. Both teams shot around 55% from the field, and the Kings were, great offensively as they usually are. The defenses were both kind of non-existent, and it was fun to watch. Domantas Sabonis continues to be great, even though he's playing through a fractured thumb, I think, or it's something fractured in his hand. 28, 11, and 8. Did not miss a shot. 12 of 12 from the field. Kevin Huerter was the main guy tonight. 30 points, 12 of 18, 6 of 10 from the 3-point line. De'Aaron Fox had 24 and 10 at that explosive dunk, which was so great over Kelly Olynyk. And the starters were just sensational. The bench chimed in a little bit, but it was mostly about the starters just going off. And the Kings, roll on. Light the beam again, and as they beat the Jazz. And on the Jazz side, you got Lauri Markkanen being the All-Star. He is 36 and 5. He's gonna make the All-Star game, right? He has to, because he deserves it 100%. You got Jordan Clarkson, 25 points. He was pretty solid. Volker Kessler off the bench with 11 and 8. He was really good. But I did not like Mike Conley's play, even though he shot the ball well from the 3-point line. He was otherwise kind of weird. And Jared Vanderbilt didn't have the usual impact he does. And Kelly Olynyk was bad and got dunked on, right? But also Lauri Markkanen had another great dunk. I have to put it in this video because that was incredible. He dunked all over Sabonis, and that was incredible stuff from Lauri Markkanen there. But the Jazz are now at 500 and, kinda slipping. Then we had to Denver as the Nuggets hold on at home against the Heat, come up clutch, and hold on to a tiebreaker at the number 1 seed. Briefly talk about Miami. Their offense wasn't great tonight. They didn't shoot the ball well. Jimmy Butler didn't have a good game offensively. You got Kyle Lowry making just 1 shot out of 5. Not the best stuff from him. And yeah, Bam Adebayo wasn't efficient either. Tyler Hero was really good late down the stretch, but it didn't matter in the end. Max Strus has one of his best games in a while, which is, unlucky for them, because otherwise nobody else really showed up except for him, Orlando Robinson, and Tyler Hero offensively. And it was a rough night, rough loss for the Heat. They were, looking really solid against this Nuggets team, but the Nuggets just closed it out really well. Jamal Murray with Nikola Jokic went back and forth and closed it with their pick and rolls and pick and pop stuff. It was really fun to watch. But the biggest story here is that, Denver's bench showed up, and it was great to see. Bones Hyland had 16, was +9. Vlatko Kankar had 15, was +9. You got Bruce Brown with 13 points, was also +6. Really solid bench play overall. You got DeAndre Jordan being the exception, but hey, he's DeAndre Jordan. You expected from him. Jokic was really sensational, 19, 12, and 12. Another classic game from Jokic, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was sensational as he had 20 points and was perfect from the field, 7 of 7. A great win for the Nuggets as, they keep rolling offensively. The defense is looking a little better, but the offense is sensational, and that's all that matters right now. We'll see if they improve their defense overall. Next we head to Toronto as the Raptors get a win at home against the Suns. And what I saw from this game that, the Raptors size really bothered, and their length bothered the Suns a lot, I would say. And it was a weird game offensively, and the other keys to the game were the turnovers, which were 25-12 for the Suns. They had 25 turnovers, which is very uncharacteristic for a Chris Paul team, right? And it was 12-, and what kept the Suns in the game was the bench, as they had 41 bench points to the Raptors 17 bench points, and that was interesting to see. So basically the bench kept the Suns in it, and the starters just, didn't deliver tonight. DeAndre Ayton had just 4 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, which was, for a max player, that's just not good enough, right? And interesting stuff from the Suns as they, are without Devin Booker, as we talked about, and that's gonna be very rough for them, very rough for them. But the Raptors get a good win. Pascal 26, 2 and 6. You got Gary Trent going off with 35 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 11 of 22 from the field. A great game from him. And a much needed win for the Raptors as, they continue to try to not blow this shit up. Next we head to Chicago as the Bulls win against the Pistons in a game they needed to win again. Chicago team has been very inconsistent and very weird this season, right? They have been beating some good teams, losing to bad teams. And this game was looking like it was gonna happen again, but in that fourth quarter they turned up. They outplayed the Pistons. Zach LaVine was sensational. He had 33 points. He had 43.6 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 15 of 20 from the field. His best game this season, without a doubt, and they needed it very much. And the whole starting lineup played really well overall, which was great to see for them. And their offense was clicking, which, if their offense is not clicking, they're just a bad team. They just need their offense to be great, and it was tonight. They outplayed the They really outplayed the Pistons offensively, and that was all that matters, right? Tonight, they had a lot of points in the paint compared to the Pistons, and their bench got up. And on the Pistons side, the bench played really well. Like Bird continues to play really solid. He had 19 off the bench on 7 of 9 shooting. Rodney McGruger came in, all of a sudden had 11 points, but the starters just weren't good enough defensively. The offense wasn't bad overall. Sadiq Bey wasn't great offensively. Isaiah Stewart didn't shoot the ball well offensively, but it was pretty solid. But the defense was what did them in, as I said. Jaden Ivey had one of his better games offensively, especially efficient-wise. 22.6 assists, good game from him offensively. And yeah, Wemby race, right? Wemby race. And last but not least, we head to Orlando as the depleted Magic get blown off their home floor by the Wizards. And the Wizards have been rolling, almost fully healthy, still without Bradley Beal, but almost fully healthy. They have been pretty rolling. They have been rolling lately, and they are playing some really good basketball. Kristaps Porzingis has been sensational, 30 and 13 tonight with 4 blocks. Kyle Kuzma at 23, 5 and 6. Monte Morris at 12 and 10. Some really good outings for them. Even the bench chimed in a little bit with Rui Hachimura and Denny Avdia. They blew them out in that fourth quarter, 20, and they blew them out in that third quarter, 42 to 26, and it was pretty much over from there. The Magic put up some solid fight, but yeah, with how depleted they were with those suspensions, as they had just 8 guys tonight, it was really rough for the Magic. And Paolo didn't shoot the ball well. He's had a couple of rough games lately since my video basically, and it's not been as pretty for the Magic as it looked, but what can you do, I guess. And that does it. 9 games are behind us. There were a lot of really good games. Shout out to the Pels, shout out to my Warriors. The Bucks were fun to watch. You got a really fun game from LeBron. So a lot of fun games tonight. And as New Year's approaches, for me this game is exactly going to start at 9 p.m. Probably gonna end around midnight as we celebrate New Year's. So I'm gonna be watching Clippers Pacers as my New Year's stuff. So that's gonna be fun for me. You got the Nets playing as they continue their winning streak in Charlotte. Should be a fun one maybe. Cavs Bulls. The Cavs are on a losing streak. The Bulls have been playing better, especially against better teams. That's gonna be an intriguing one to watch. Pelicans Grizzlies. Pels on a back-to-back in Memphis. Should be an intriguing one at the same time. Should be an intriguing one also. You got the T-Wolves against the Pistons, Thunder against the Sixers, and the Jazz against the Heat. Jazz against the Heat is probably going to be a good one also. Luka is playing, so that's going to be an intriguing one. The Knicks against the Rockets. I don't know about that one, but hey, we're going to be here to cover it all as always. Tomorrow I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to go a little different direction with these and maybe talk about specific games, apart from this, and just going to be a quicker recap. I'm going to try to do it maybe if I'm just gonna try to do it more straight to the point and less rambling. We'll see how I figure it out. Sorry for today's effort, I'm not really happy with it, but I don't know how to do it better tonight because I just don't have the energy, and I'm sorry. I just gotta figure it out tomorrow, and I've been figuring it out the whole day how to do it better, and I just want to put this out there so we can have it out there, and we'll see how we start the New Year's tomorrow, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.